parody tends to be a work created to make fun of or comment on an original work. It's made with satire in mind, and it's featured throughout many forms of art and culture, while also having some pretty potent societal impact. The book Don Quixote was written in 1605 as a burlesque, which means a work that is intended to cause laughter through caricaturing the spirit of serious works. The novel poked fun at themes of the time such as knightly virtue and romance. Although it was a burlesque, the work itself had incredibly important themes such as going to war with acceptance of death. It inspired many different artists as well: Picasso, Dostoevsky, Salvador Dali, goddamn Coldplay, and there have been many other kings of parody like Weird Al and Charlie Chaplin who actually led much of the modern genre. My personal favorite of parody is from the work of Mel Brooks. The guy's fantastic. Robin Hood, Men in Tights, Princess Bride, Spaceballs. It's hard for me to not look back on these movies as their own thing. They feel like completely fresh takes from the ideas or the previous works that they're spoofing. It's awesome. His film Blazing Saddles, while being downright hilarious, had a lot to say about racism at the time and even speaks to today's standards. And not everything in this genre has to have a subplot, a sub-meaning that needs to be taken away and gleaned to make the movie better than its source material. The genre of parody has a lot to offer, but with current day, I guess what I'm trying to say is that
parody on YouTube sucks and Lele Pons is still garbage.
Ron Jeremy's stunt double look-alike boy grizzlystation, and we're here to talk about the laziest writing imaginable and terrible videos. Oh boy, Lele Pons. I've talked about her previously in a past video, and if you want to see that, it'll be in a link below.
But it's an okay video. This one will be better. I have a script. Sit tight. I got a script.
Lele's videos sit at the cusp of generic content on YouTube, constantly trending and sitting at around 15.2 million subscribers, with an average view count of about 3 million per video, which is dope for her. That's great. Power to her. But you'd think with all this fame and popularity and money she's presumably making, she'd hire some competent writers. Nope. A majority of her videos, if not all, follow a very distinct trend. Goofy girl plus hot guy equals shenanigans. And that's the core values that Lele Pons has. And it sucks. Occasionally, she will break away from that mold. Rest in peace, Kyle Massey.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear.
Rest in peace, boy. Or a telenovela parody. And that's where we're kind of cutting into the crust of this video. She never uses the ideas to their potential. It's not a bad move to do parody for a comedy genre, but you gotta pound the meat a little bit. Just a little bit. You gotta pound that meat a little bit. Let me explain. Here's a telenovela sketch that Lele made. Fuck.
I have a bigger butt.
After watching through it, it doesn't feel like a telenovela parody. And this is case in point for a lot of her videos. A lot of the things I'm gonna talk about are very present in all of them. You'll get what I'm getting at in just a moment. To make a parody, there are a few ways to go about it. Here's the easiest and probably the most stable way. Step 1, you have to decide what you're gonna parody. And she does. Telenovela. There. You got step 1. Good for you. Proud of you. Keep up the good fucking work, dude. But here's where it quickly falls apart. Step 2. You need to get a fair idea of the story. You have to have at least some semblance of knowledge of the idea. It doesn't have to be inside jokes, but even something as small as shooting the footage and editing it in a similar way to the source material will help make a succinct connection to the parody. There's a lot you can get from this genre to parody. Shit, Will Ferrell did it. Casa de Mi Padre. SNL did it with the Californians, and there's just a lot of material within this genre to work with. And she doesn't. She just don't do it. The ideas and bits she presents in this video are just shenanigans. Step 2 is fucking thrown out the window like a Jolly Rancher down a fucking that Reddit story, crusty pus vagina.
Yes. Step 3, you gotta get the characters. And in this video, Lele does not get the, like, she has characters, but like, what are they doing? This guy's touching her ass. This girl's crying in the chair. It doesn't make sense. It's over the top, but like, there's no connection. It just, there's no stable connection to the source material, and that's one of the reasons it makes it bad. So that's 2 steps out of 3. Lele, hit me up, girl. Step 4, you got to add a heavy ass comic element. And Lele is not relatable with her comedy. It's just not. It's not. There's no comedy to be found. And here's the big issue. Everyone's trying to be funny in the video.
The dog? You don't understand.
You guys have been so great. Thank you for everything. And you.
Just a quick pause here because I noticed something kind of fucking whack. I found a scene where Lele is feeding another actor lines, and I thought that was really goddamn sloppy to leave in, so here you go.
It's not true!
It is true! You're gonna regret it!
There's no character playing it straight. And when everyone's trying to be funny, it's gonna fall hard. Really fucking hard. You gotta have normal characters, and you gotta know when to balance the comedy. If everyone's trying to be funny, nothing's gonna be funny. It's gonna be terrible. And case in point, Lele Pons' videos, such as this one. And it also takes away any power that some of these jokes could have had. There was a moment where I was like, could have been funny, you know? Could have been fucking funny, and you didn't. You took the rug out of my leg, my singular leg. Thanks, Lele, for hitting a cripple guy. Fuck you, dude. Step 5, you gotta expand on this genre. If you're parodying something, you have to expand on it. What makes it better? You know? What would make this entertaining? It can't all be slapstick humor because it won't be good. Now, creativity doesn't have to follow rules. It's almost erroneous to say that creativity needs to be put in this box and made a certain way. That's just against the idea of creativity in itself. I'm gonna hit you with a but though. You ready? But! Creativity needs structure to some extent. It's what helps make a parody video, for sure. And just overall viewable content becomes more digestible when there is structure. There needs to be some semblance. You could throw shit at a wall, but I guarantee like 85% of the populace will be like, that's just shit on a wall. So, you know, structure. That's important. I don't know how good this comparison will be, but I thought it was fitting. Let's take a look at MaxMoeFoe's Super Trash Bros, a video that I personally think works really well as parody.
It's a turban on a 5! I have a question for the god. Why?
Gonna look at my script because I can't remember shit. Step 1. Again, the parody is Super Mario. There's no all-encompassing story to Super Mario Bros., but the main idea is that Mario needs to save Princess Peach's sweet ass. And they make references to the game world with plenty of pieces to work with. It's just an easy jumping off point. There's tons of ideas and there. Yes. Geez, Lele, you taking notes, you dumb... she's not, I'm sure she's not that dumb. She's gotta be smart to get as big as she is, right? Maybe. Step 2. They have a fair idea of the Super Mario games and what they have and what they contain and what they can use for the video. But they use good-ass juxtaposition, and that helps the comedy thrive! Whoa, dude! Whoa, shit! There's scenes with mushrooms, question blocks, and fire flowers, but it's taken way out of context. I don't know, dude. What do you think? Does that make it funny? I think it helps. I think it definitely helps. Why am I getting so aggressive right now? But, point in case, they have a fair idea of the story and what it contains. Step 3. They have the characters set up: Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Donkey Kong. They all resemble the actual characters slightly, but with drastic deviation in character works because it's a comical take.
I went to rehab twice!
They resemble the characters, but don't 100% act like them. In the beginning bit, Mario's depressed, but his brother Luigi's trying to make him feel better before they move on to save Princess Peach. And Luigi is, trying to... I lost my notes. I lost my notes. What happened to my script? Fuck it. Step 4. Add a heavy comic element. This here is what helps the video shine as a parody. The comedy doesn't just rely on jokes. There's a scene where Mario is crying in pain, and the comedy here is that it's a serious topic being portrayed by video game characters that would otherwise never happen. It's dark-ass comedy, baby, and it works.
Step 5.
Expand. And they do. This video puts some real-life circumstances on some characters, and that helps the comedy shine a lot. There's some seriousness kind of taken to it in the beginning, and that's what brightens those jokes. They hit a lot harder. And for real, dude, I never thought I'd be dissecting a MaxMoeFoe video in order to tell Lele Pons her videos are garbage. That is weird. I hope I'm getting my point across. You gotta have more structure, and you gotta be able to understand what you're making fun of. As a whole, that's actually just comedy. Wow, I'm not funny enough to be telling people how to be funny, am I? Case in point, Lele Pons stinks, and parody on YouTube is, for the most part, garbage. Anyways, I'm grizzlystation, and you just got talked to about stuff you really didn't care about.
For my touch.